So calf score, this is severe diarrhea in cows that usually occurs during the early stages of their lives. And this mostly the first 4 weeks of the first month of the calf. Usually occurs due to the calf has either eaten dirty materials or other factors during the first month of its life. It is contributed in the digestion system or introduced by an hygienic environment or the feeding equipment or other factors. It can also cause death if severe. Diarrhea causes slow growth of the calf, this affecting the whole life of the calf, hence poor performance even when it is a big heifer. It has already matured to a big cow. So it usually affects the life of the calf from the time it affects if it was so severe. Diarrhea occurrence within the farm it's minimal, and also since proper hygiene is observed in cases of occurrence, it is usually observed, and therefore it is well observed, and therefore the calves are brought up well successfully. And if it occurs, it is usually due to the suckling reflux, which the calf might have licked dirty walls of the calf pen, and that's affecting the digestive system due to infection. How I identify the calf is diarrhea. Of course, we have two types of diarrhea. We have the healthy diarrhea and that which is unhealthy. So when the calf has a healthy diarrhea, the calf might soil itself on the pin bone, and when it's unhealthy diarrhea, you find the tail is dirty, and the pin bone, the bones are above, just above the ankle of the calf's leg, they are dirty. So that calf indicates that it has a diarrhea. For the healthy diarrhea, it is usually caused by either the calf has taken a lot of milk, and also maybe the calf just took more milk, therefore it might diarrhea a little bit, of which later it will just stop by itself. That which is unhealthy, it needs treatment. For me, in the farm, the diarrhea has no much problem with the calves, because once it is noted, the effective steps are effectively carried out, and therefore the calf is well taken care of. That is, maybe you introduce electrolyte or just reduce the amount of milk fed to the calf, and therefore the diarrhea is not so much severe. In case of severe veterinary cases, so the calf is well treated, and therefore in case it is not a must, but in case there is, the calf must be well taken care of, so that we take care of tomorrow's replacement stock. Age factor of diarrhea, it is not specific. It's not specific, because calves tend to diarrhea even when they are still at their pre-weaning stage. That is 1 month to weaning. That is 2 months to 3 months. So you might find the calf has just diarrhea slightly, and then it crushes. It just stops by itself. So there is no much age specificity of the calves. So you can see like this one. See the calf is clean. It has no tail. The tail is not dirty. You can see. And the legs are well. So that one has no. This calf is 3 weeks old. You can also see that is not having a score. This is a new calf born. It's a new one, so you can see there are some fecal on its head rays. So this is what the first 3 days fecal matter. The meconium, and also the yellowish duffy, the score, and that is a healthy score. So that's a sign that the intestines are working effectively. So we have typical signs of diarrhea. You have a calf which has you find the calf has dirty tail, sunken eyes, rough haircut, weight loss, anorexia. It might have some fever. And then cold extremities, that the ears are cold, and the legs. And then we have a calf back. When the calf is mobile because the calf is not feeling healthy. Then so that are the typical symptoms of calf score. Types of diarrhea, I already mentioned. We have healthy score. The color of the meconium is black. That's a good normal of the intestine working effectively. Then the cow milk, during which is yellowish color with a soft duffy texture, so that shows the calf is effectively digesting feeds, the colostrum and the cow milk. If the calf has a whitish score, that's a directive that the calf is suckling sufficient milk. Unhealthy score, the calf tends to be very uncomfortable, looks dehydrated. The calf takes little milk or even none. Too much watery diarrhea, the calves which leads to dehydration. Then the calf might score grayish gray diarrhea, which is led by the calf having milk which has passed out of the groove directly to the rumen, and that's because the rumen is not developed. It leads to the grayish diarrhea. What causes the diarrhea in calves? Mostly is usually contaminated beddings. You see the calves' beddings for my calf is dry, so we must ensure that the calves' beddings are very dry. We must ensure the sides of the calf pen are well cleaned every moment, so that you remove the dung of the previous calf. Then you must make sure, so contaminated water leads to the diarrhea of the calves. So other sources of infection might be introduction of feeds too early, which might lead the calf. Like this calf is 3 days old. You can see there's no feed yet on the trough. Therefore, you just have water, the mineral salts, and the dairy milk. So make sure the calf has a handful. But then there is for the 3 days old there is no dairy milk, just the milk and the fresh water. So let's make sure the trough is clean, so that you avoid the contamination of the rumen or the abomasum of the calf. So you must make sure the calf is well checked. In most severe cases of calf diarrhea, you have poor performance of the calf later in life. You have poor growth of the calf. Weight gain is very low. Then you have it leads to improper indigestion, because they might affect the rumen, and then the rumen will out and therefore the calf growth is very much affected. It might also lead to death of the calves, and therefore you will not have replacement stock. Another danger of calf score is that the performance of the calf, if it's a heifer, you meet that the calf has no good performance. That is, the calf that it will give birth to has very low weight. The calves grow very much slow, and therefore maturity level is not observed. So you not observe the 24 hours principle of your calves coming down within the first 2 years. 2 years. So you have just observed that calf is 3 days old and is passing its muzzle on top of the clean water, and therefore it will urge the calf to take water. So clean water will also help the calf to grow effectively, and also no diarrhea will occur if the water is not contaminated. If the water is contaminated, calf score will come in also. Treatment of diarrhea. Once I notice the calf has a diarrhea and it is unhealthy diarrhea, you withdraw the milk, introduce warm water with the cowrin. If you don't have electrolyte, you can use the cowrin, which will help in the prevention of the score. Therefore, and also, if you don't have cowrin, you can use you create your own electrolyte by using sugar and salt. So you combine, you stir in warm water, and then you feed the calf. So you first have to withdraw the milk, prepare the electrolytes, which will also lead to the proper growth of the calf. It will lead to prevention of the score, and therefore the calf will grow effectively. Then how we evaluate dehydration in cows: you will find the calf when it is lying down, just dropped ears, the skin reflux. The calf, when you pull the muzzle around the neck, when you release, it retracts effectively. If it delays for long, that calf is suffering from diarrhea. Then you have lazy to wake up. Then inaptence, doesn't take milk, doesn't want to be disturbed. The calf just want to lie down. So you can evaluate through also by checking the type of diarrhea that the calf has. It is severe diarrhea, then the calf will be dehydrated very fast. Therefore, you need to take care of the calf so that you can have tomorrow's better tomorrow, the calf for better tomorrow. So it's an eye opener. It's a good topic, because this is where we mostly lose. So it's an eye opener because since I have acquired knowledge on good diarrhea management, so if severe cases occur, you can have a checkout, and therefore the calf you not lose calves. Actually, I've never lost a calf in the farm due to diarrhea, but it occurs, and therefore when you have unhealthy diarrhea, then you can effectively carry out what is required, and then you save the life of the calf for better production and also for good performance of the calf. So what to do differently is to maintain calf pen walls well and extremely clean to avoid contamination of the other calves, because you need to better. Mostly the infection comes from leaking of the other calf's poop. Once you put a new calf in the calf pen where there was a previous calf, so when you are changing the calf pens, so you need to well thorough clean the calf pen and also introduce good beddings, dry beddings, so that the calf might have good health for future reference. So yeah, so that's all I have for today.